Qigong is ultimately an exercise of energy flow. So when you do the exercise and nothing happened to you, no heat, no warmth, no tingle, nothing that other people who practice the exercise would describe to you, it can be very frustrating. And some of you may go to the extent of forcing the energy flow, try to get the qi sensation to happen to them. But it can, in fact, do them a disservice. And this is what I would like to talk about in this video. That's one of the biggest mistakes in Qigong practice, to chase after the sensation of qi energy. Now, to begin with, it is important for us to understand that qi energy is not anything new to your body. It's already there. It's inherent in your body. You don't get it from outside. So what you do is not to create it or to bring it in. What you do is to regulate it. So how are you going to regulate your energy flow? When the qi is already flowing in your body, it's just like breathing. You breathe, but you don't think about it, do you? And when you try to force it, sometimes it can actually make things worse because you're actually disrupting the rhythm of nature in the body. So when we are trying to get the qi to come forward to help you more, the first thing to do is to be as natural as possible. And if you don't feel it, don't worry about it, because it's already there. But definitely, it will be better if you know how you feel when there's a flow of the qi sensation. And this is what we are going to do together in a moment. I'm going to use a very simple exercise to explain this. This is an exercise that many Qigong teachers would like to use to help their student to feel the flow of energy. Now, this is the exercise, which is what many teachers describe as an accordion. You just pull and then push, pull and push. As simple as that. But we must know what you do when you are doing that. And the purpose of we doing this exercise today is actually to feel the energy flow. Okay, so let's do it again from the beginning. Now, you can begin by putting the two palms close to each other. Relax your mind, put them together. You already be able to feel the flow of energy from your fingertips to the rest of your palm. Why? That's because on the fingertips there are the beginning and the ending of 6 meridians in our body, and according to traditional Chinese medicine. And that is an acupuncture point here, which is known as Lao Gong. It is the gate of qi energy flowing in and out. So let's do it again. Quiet. Focus your attention on the tips of your fingers and also on your Lao Gong. That's the center of your palm. Can you feel the energy? Now imagine that your two palms are two magnets. You pull them apart. There will be some stickiness between the two palms. And that stickiness is actually the flow of qi energy. And then you bring back. Now, as if the center is sucking the two palms into the center, again you feel the energy flow. Do it a few more times. Now, for you to feel how the qi moves, you can also turn your right hand, pointing your middle fingers into the Lao Gong, which is the center of the palm, and begin to move on a circular movement. You can feel that there is some tingling sensation at the center of palm. If you don't feel it immediately, don't worry. Do it a few more times, you'll begin to feel it if you are relaxed and natural enough. You can also try the other hand, the other palm, by doing the same thing, pointing the fingers at the center of the other palm. Go on a circular movement. How do you feel? So when you're doing the exercise, actually in the morning, you can just do it naturally, any time of the day, not necessarily in the morning. Now, in order for you to have a more feel of energy, do one thing. If you don't immediately feel it, it could be that your body is too tense, and sink your shoulder. But to sink your shoulder, you don't just sink your shoulder. What you do is that you expand the back. When the back is expanded, there's a kind of curvature in front of you. Then you feel that there's a round space in front of you, which is actually something like a ball. We can call that a ball of qi energy. So you can use the same thing, in other words, the energy of the qi energy to do the exercises now. Or you may just use that feel to do any Qigong movement. For example, the first movement of Baduanjin, you go through your lower burner. That's your bladder, your small and large intestine, and also your kidneys. And the middle burner, massage it with the energy. That's where your stomach and the spleen is. And then your upper burner, that's where your chest is. That's your heart and your lung are. So how do you like it? Well, I hope you have felt the flow of the qi energy just now, but if you don't, just remember the principle. The qi energy is already in you. So long as you give it a structure to flow, then the sensation will come to you later. But you can't force it, because when you force it, you tense up the body. Actually, you create more blockages. The marvel of Qigong is that it teaches you many posture, movement, and structures that would allow the flow of Qi to happen. And it's just like the Chinese saying, 水到渠成, when the channel is ready, the water will flow. So that's let me know whether it works for you in the comment below, and I'll see you again.